Shalom, shalom. In this one, I want to talk about the fact that we're always being tested by the Creator. And the reason for this is that the Creator wants to know who is going to be willing to follow His laws, commandments, and statutes and love Him and cling to Him with all their heart and soul. Those are the ones that the Creator is going to want in the kingdom. And also, I want to talk about the fact that we're being tested right now. It's a major test. It's called the New Testament. And many of us are failing it because we're calling on the God that's in that New Testament, whether you call it Yahweh Shai or the Hamashiach or Jesus, the Christ, whatever you want to call it. You're giving glory to that God, to that idol, instead of the Creator. And that's the main reason that it's here. The Creator has allowed this book to be created. I was going back and forth with a brother a while ago on YouTube, and he was telling me that the whole Bible it's just perfect. I don't see how you can come to that conclusion. They've messed with the OT, and the New Testament. I mean, wow, you can throw that in the garbage. It's foolish to think that they have been tampered with the Bible. And again, the Creator has allowed this. He's given us a choice. His word, which they call the Old Testament, or this New Testament. In the Old Testament, the Creator speaking. In the New Testament, there's this character called Jesus speaking. So you have a choice. The Creator is testing us. Are you going to choose the old path, the righteous path, the path to life? Or are you going to choose death and destruction, the New Testament, the garbage, that needs to be thrown in the trash? So again, a lot of us are doing the same thing that we've always done, making the wrong choice, which is really insanity. You keep making the same choice over and over again, the bad choice, the wrong choice, waiting for a different, result. It's not going to happen, if you can't follow the commandments, especially the first one. Then what else is left? Just death and destruction. So I just want to just go over a few verses that talk about the fact that the Creator is always testing us. The first is Judges, chapter 2, 20 through 23. And it reads, "So the anger of Yahweh blazed against Israel. And he said, because this nation violates my covenant, which I ordered their fathers to obey, and they don't pay attention to what I say, in the future, I will not expel of them any of the nations that Joshua left when he died. This is how I will test Israel, to see whether or not they will keep the way of Yahweh, living according to it, as their ancestors did. So Yahweh allowed these nations to remain where they were, without quickly driving them out. He did not hand them over to Joshua." And the next one is Exodus 16, verse 4. Yahweh said to Moses, "Here I will cause bread to rain down from heaven for you. The people ought to go out, gather a day's rations every day. By this I will test whether or not they will observe my Torah or not." And finally, Deuteronomy 13, verses 2 through 6. And it reads, "If a prophet or someone who gets messages while dreaming arises among you, and he gives you a sign or wonder, and the sign or wonder comes about as he predicted when he said, 'Let's follow other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them,' you are not to listen to what that prophet or dreamer says. For Yahweh, your power, is testing you, in order to find out whether you really do love Yahweh your power with all your heart and soul. You are to follow Yahweh, your Elohim, fear him, obey his commandments, listen to what he says, serve him and cling to him. And that prophet or dreamer is to be put to death because he has urged rebellion against Yahweh, your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you from a life of slavery in order to seduce you away from the path Yahweh, your power, ordered you to follow. This is how you are to rid your community of this wickedness. So there you can see how serious, the Creator takes this. Seeing whether or not his people are willing to follow his laws or not. And, again, with this New Testament, I believe that this is the final test. And I say the final test because we all understand the days that we're living in. We don't have a whole lot of time left. And, people need to understand that, you got to get on the right path, quickly, before it's too late. Yahushua, this Hamashiach, this character is not coming to save you. And the reason for that is because the Creator in the so-called Old Testament has already told you who your Savior and Redeemer is. And his name is not Jesus or Yehoshua, Yahushua. This New Testament was written by heathens who hate Israel and they hate the Creator. And they wanted to fool the whole world with this book, especially Israel. I mean, that's, we were their main target. And unfortunately, they've managed to trick billions of people into following this God, this sun deity that they put in this book. So my hope is that people who are at least on the fence, people who are questioning their beliefs, because I don't even really want to deal with the hardcore messianics. I've done that. I've gone back and forth with them. It's pointless. They're gone. They're completely lost. They don't understand what the first commandment means. Like I'll go up against a messianic and I'll just ask them, what do you think the first commandment means? And usually I don't even get a worthy response. Or if I'll ask them to explain Isaiah 42:8. It's clearly saying the Creator doesn't yield his glory to anyone. So you're giving glory to something else. So could you explain that? Nope. Usually they can't. And so people seem to be willing to want to risk everything, their life, their salvation, just so they can believe in this character. You can believe in something with all your heart and soul. If it's wrong, your belief is never going to make it right. You can believe in this New Testament with all your heart and soul, but if the New Testament is false, guess what? Your belief is wrong. And your belief in this New Testament could get you destroyed. So I'm hoping that for anybody who might see this, who's on the fence, who's questioning what they've been taught their whole life, will choose the right path, the old path, the only path there is, and that is the Creator. So, study, get back into OT, read the book that says, thus says. That's the Creator speaking. He's not speaking in this New Testament. Now again, the Creator has left this Bible that has 2 books in it. You have a choice. you know, the right path, the path that leads to the Creator, or the wrong path, that New Testament. So I hope that, more of us can wake up, snap out of it, and choose the right path, the only path there is. Get back into the Tanakh. If you don't have that, if you just have this Bible, then just read from Genesis to Malachi. That's the only book you need. If you only read one book, just read that. Take that New Testament, forget about it, throw it in the garbage. Seriously, that's where it belongs. So I'm just going to leave it with that. And I say Shalom, Israel. All right, peace.